Welcome back to the Anime Podcast Show. This is episode 2. Let's continue the fun. Let's go with the first segment of our show. During the first week of COVID, I want to choose a different type of series that I've never seen before, but the series I am talking about is Sakura Quest. Sakura Quest is a 25-episode anime series studio by PA Works. It aired the series from April 5th to September 20th, 2017. The anime is described as a part of a PA Works, I would say working series, which tells stories about people and their jobs. The story follows Yoshino Kohara is a young woman looking for a job in Tokyo, but is only met with a series of rejections. However, she has a seemingly luck break when she receives a job offer to work with the tourism board of the economically struggling Maruyama village as their queen. That's a little information of the series if you want to know. But if you want to see a series, something like that, about people looking for jobs, that's a show for you. Because as of now, I'm not employed a person. But I'm still waiting for my job offer that I applied for, but still had no word for it. So I can relate to this series of what Yoshino is going through in that show. So that is Sakura Quest. The anime is licensed by Funimation for their English dub, and the series was streamed by Crunchyroll in the Japanese subtitles. But internationally, it never got released on DVD to the UK or Australia or other parts of the world. But the good thing though for Australia, because Anime Lab has the license for the English dub only for the Australian fans only. So I got the chance to see that show in English, not in Japanese. But you know what? The dub is so good. It's really, really what the voice actors who's in that show can relate to the characters in that show. Well, Funimation simul-dubbed that series. But let me tell you the truth though. This series had a lot of emotion as being an adult. But still, there are teenagers in the show. That's all I gotta say, y'all. That's all I gotta say. Next up to our segment for this episode is Topic of the Week. So, for this episode's topic, I would say is, what is my favorite anime movies? For the past month, I've narrowed down from 46 movies to make a top 10 what is my favorite anime movies. So, let's take a look at my top 10 favorite anime movies. At number 10 in that list has to go to The End of Evangelion. The End of Evangelion is a 1997 anime film co-directed by Hideaki Anno, who also directed the original Evangelion, with the co-directing of the Rebuild of Evangelion and Death and Rebirth film. The two companies produced and animated this movie was by Gainax and Production IG. Gainax is the company who worked on Fooly Cooly and Gurren Lagann, and Production IG, who they worked on for Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, Psycho-Pass, Attack on Titan Junior High, and much more. It serves as the parallel ending to the original Evangelion series that took place after episode 24. If you watches episode 25 and 26, you know what happened. It was so controversial, and fans were so confused and outraged about it, and saying, what the hell is going on here? What's going on at the end of the series? Fans were saying death threats to Anno and the entire Gainax staff, saying it's so disappointing and disconcluding the series properly. The film came out in Japan on July 19th, 1997, but it made a huge success in Japan though. But then after that, Hideaki Anno came up with an idea of what he's going to do right after the movie, The End of Evangelion, saying should he create a new story or should he create some upcoming reboot, I would say, about Evangelion? I don't know. As of now, this movie is a masterpiece. Some fans were saying, oh, it's one of the best endings in anime history, but some fans were not too pleased about the ending because, it's a 50-50 chance of liking or disliking the film. That is why it's in my top 10 list. But it's the most incredible movie I've ever seen. But we never seen a theatrical version that is a new ending from a series after it got so controversial. But still, it's still one of the best anime movies of all time. I'm gonna say that. So now let's go to the number 9 in the list, and it has to go to Bleach, the Diamond Dust Revelation. Bleach Diamond Dust Revelation is the second movie in the Bleach film series. Here's a little summary of the story. Toshiro Hitsugaya is the 10th Division Captain of the Go-T 13, who was assigned a mission about something. After that, there was a big explosion, and Hitsugaya knows who is that Soul Reaper. After that, the entire Soul Society suspects that Hitsugaya is a betrayer of the Serite. So they want to capture him and execute him. That's a little summary of that movie. Well, the movie came to theaters in Japan on December 22nd of 2007. It's not a crazy, insane movie, but in my opinion, it's not that interesting film, but it was very entertaining. Great storyline, great character development for Hitsugaya, but actually though, I just don't really get the film. But the characters was too OP about it. That is number 9 in the list. Besides that, let's move on to number 8. At number 8, I have to give this to one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite franchises and one of my very first anime shows, but I have to give this to Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna. Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna is the last story in the original timeline of the series, because now, I am very sad about it, they're already doing a reboot of Digimon Adventure. But I think right now it's over 40 plus episodes now in Japan, but now I want to talk about the movie. Though. The movie is taking place in the year of 2010. Tai, Matt, Sora, Izzy, and other incredible characters are about to take the next step is adulthood. And also saving the world at the same time. But this one is the closing chapter for the Digidestined we all know. Because some of them, well, I would say the original Digidestined, with Tai, Matt, and everyone else, they have to say goodbye to their digital partners. But for this movie, though, Tai and Matt are the main characters for the movie because they are not deciding for their future. They haven't decided what they're going to do. For the supporting characters like TK, Izzy, Kari, but they are still in the movie, but they're doing their own thing in the film, including with the O2 cast with Davis, Yoli, Cody, and Ken helping out. Well, but I still can't believe they're in New York. Can't believe that. But that was the most incredible movie I've ever seen. So the film came out in Japan on February 21st, 2020. Well, let me tell you a story though. 1 week before the whole world shut down, we had this convention in Australia called Mad Men Anime Festival, or Anime Fest, or Mad Fest. So anyway, where I am, in Sydney, they had 2 movie premieres during that weekend. So they showed the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie in English and Japanese. They showed the Naruto musical, and the one and only, the Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna, in Japanese subtitled. And I was like, holy crap, this is my very first time to be hanging out with the fandom who loves all these incredible anime shows. So when I was watching it, I was like, I was about to cry, and oh my gosh. And I was like, this is one of the best endings to close that chapter of the Digimon franchise. But when the dub was about to come to Australia, actually though, this was the first movie right after the lockdown, and I was so happy that Sydney is back to do showing movies again back in September of last year. So I got the chance to see the English dub before the US get their DVD released in a month later in October of 2020. That is really insane. That is why this movie is number 8 in my list. Now, let's go to number 7. At number 7 in the list, I have to give this to Inuyasha, Affections Touching Across Time. Inuyasha, Affections Touching Across Time. If you guys don't know about Inuyasha, fam, leave the video. I don't trust you. You're not a fan of it. I'm just kidding. Inuyasha is one of the most popular series of all time in the early 2000s. And also, this is the very first Inuyasha movie ever. The movie is taking place between episodes. Well, don't mention about the timeline though. But the film is taking place in episodes 54 and 55, where the film hit theaters in Japan back then. So here's the plot of the story. Inuyasha has mastered the ultimate attack of the 10 Saiga and continues his battle to find the Shikon Jewel Shards with the help of Kagame, Shippo, Sango, and Miroku. Unfortunately, one of the Jewel Shards has brought to life an incarnation of a demonic enemy sealed by Inuyasha's father. Inuyasha must surpass his father and destroy this demon, or every soul in Japan will be consumed. I would say that is one of the most best Inuyasha movies ever. I highly recommend watch this movie if you're a fan of this series. But the movie came out in Japan on December 15th of 2001. Now, let's go to our number 6 list. At number 6, I have to give this to Fullmetal Alchemist Conqueror of Shambhala. Conqueror of Shambhala. What do I say about this movie? Well, fans have a lot of opinion about it. Some fans are saying it's one of the best anime movies of all time. Let me tell you all about it. Shortly right after wrapping up the 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist series, the production of the film had already started production. In early 2004, they had started pre-production for the film, finding the right story, the script, storyboards, character designing, voice actors, and most of the staff from the series. They came back to work on the movie. The film is taking place 2 years after the series wrapped up. And also it takes place mainly set in 1923 Germany, parallel universe. The story follows the story of Edward Elric as he attempts find the way to return home, but he's trapped in the parallel universe. Al, Ed's brother, younger brother, he also trying to reunite with him of necessarily to find the way Ed to come home. He doesn't know. Well, the film came out in Japan on July 23rd of 2005. The reason why it's one of the most popular movie at that time, because of the critics, the reviews, and also the pacing of the storyline, because, it's an original story. But why it's an original story? Well, at the time, the manga was in the middle of the manga story. So the animators, they don't know what to do for the second half of Fullmetal Alchemist. So they decided to make an original story / an original arc to make sense for the finale of the 2003 series. But people were confused when the series wrapped up. But when the movie came out, it made a big sense for the finale itself. So that's the wrap up of the original Fullmetal series. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe we're in number 5. So let's go to number 5 in that list. But number 5 has to go to Dragon Ball Super Broly. Dragon Ball Super Broly is the 20th movie in the Dragon Ball franchise. Also, this is the first Dragon Ball movie has a title with Super, not Z. Because if you watch Dragon Ball Z, they started from Dead Zone to Resurrection F. So that's the Dragon Ball Z era. So now we're in the Dragon Ball Super era right now for Dragon Ball. The movie's set after the events of the Tournament of Power arc, following protagonists Goku and Vegeta as they encounter a powerful Saiyan named Broly, and tells the history of the Saiyan race, and the background story of these 3 Saiyans with different destinies, and result in a massive fight between them. Actually, this was my very first anime movie on the big screen for anime. I've never watched an anime film in theaters, so got the chance to see it when it premiered in Australia, and absolutely loved it. The film made worldwide $124.5 million. I would say that's a lot of money. And it made a huge success of the box office. And now it's currently right now, it's been announced that a second movie is coming. And we all very excited about it. I'm totally excited about it. In history of developing this movie, Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, he got suggested about Broly from his editor to have him to appear for this movie due to his overwhelming popularity. So Akira Toriyama got an idea of how he can rearrange some things about Broly we don't know about, but tells a different history about Broly from the original Broly from the original DBZ era at that time. But still, it's one of the most amazing and best movies ever, I would say. The film came out in Japan on December 14th, 2018. Right now, let's take a look at number 4. And number 4 in the list has to go to Boruto the Movie. Boruto the Movie is a part of a Naruto project. It's a special celebration of the 15 years of the manga. They teased about it at the end of the Naruto's last movie, Naruto the Last, and it will be out the following year. The story takes place 15 years right after the events of the 4th Ninja War. Naruto is the 7th Hokage. Now, Boruto, Naruto's son, who completely rejects his father, behind this, he has feelings of wanting to surpass Naruto, who is respected as a hero. He ends up meeting his dad's former rival, Sasuke Uchiha, and requested to become his teacher. Boruto and his team, Team 7, with the daughter of Sasuke and Sakura, Sarada, and the mystery, Mitsuki. When Sasuke returns to the village to warn Naruto of a big threat is coming. We already know, because if you've seen the movie, you already know. But if you haven't, go watch the anime, or the movie, or read the manga. Because I'm not going to explain this, fam. The movie made its success, and the film became the highest grossing film in the Naruto franchise. The critics reacted for the film was mostly positive. After the film's success, the film's storyline made it first adaptation to the manga called Boruto, Naruto Next Generation. And with the anime's adaptation is the 7th storyline of the anime, but alternative some details. The details that never used in the theatrical film as a new additional content. What they never said in the movie, so they changed it to the anime. That's really cool. But the film came out in Japan on August 7th of 2015. Now, let's go to number 3. I have to give this to My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. Heroes Rising is the most anticipated movie throughout 2019 in Japan to the beginning of 2020 internationally. The film came out in Japan in December 20th of 2019. This movie is the second movie in the My Hero franchise. But us fans, we thought this movie is going to be the last. But it's not. So the movie sets up UA High's Class 1A has been assigned to help the local villagers. This has been arranged to keep the students safe from villains. But when 4 super powerful villains arrived on the island, Deku and his classmates have to work together like never before. It will require true heroes to save the island and defeat 9 and the other 3 villains. The film made its success after 2 heroes, and it earned positive reviews. The film has elements to its story that was gonna be used for the finale of the series, but it didn't. But I really enjoyed to watch this movie, and also, this movie was the last movie that I saw in theaters before the whole world shut down, so thank God I saw this movie before that. So, yeah. Now let's go to our number 2 list. And number 2 list has to go to One Piece Stampede. What do I say about One Piece? Well, in my opinion, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. Because there are so many characters from the series, over like 200 to 300 characters in that one freaking movie. That's super damn crazy. So I got the chance to see this movie back in November of 2019 when the film was coming out with the English dub and the Japanese at the time. So I knew it's exciting and one of the best movies. And when I saw it, my head was blown away. I was like, holy crap, the animation is incredible. And the story as well, oh my gosh. So here's where the story says. The world's greatest explosion of the pirates. And they decided to do a pirate festival. But everyone didn't know this is going to be a trap. They didn't know. Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hat crew receive an invitation to the pirate festival. They arrive to find a venue with glamorous people and many pirates, including the ones from the worst generation to find Gold Roger's lost treasure, to find the One Piece treasure. One Piece Stampede is the 14th movie in the franchise. It released in Japan on August 9th of 2019. This movie is the commemoration project because this is the 20th anniversary of the anime. So that is the big project that Toei did for it. Now, we're in the number one list. Let's go to our number one list. And the film I'm talking about is currently right now the Demon Slayer of the movie, Mugen Train. As of now, I think it's out on digital right now. On Amazon and PlayStation Store and everywhere else, I think. I think it's on DVD and Blu-ray right now as well. I don't know. But, yeah, this is the most anticipated blockbuster anime movie ever, I would say. I've seen this movie 3 times. Twice in Japanese and once in English. And I absolutely love this movie. And I still don't know why this show and the movie is so popular. Is it the character development? Is it the storyline? Or is it the animation? I don't know. But here's a tagline from the movie. Falling forever into an endless dream. What is it? I'm just kidding. I know about the story. So here's what the story is about. Tanjiro and his group have completed their training and they arrive to their next mission to the Mugen Train to hunt a demon that killed many demon slayers. Can Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Nezuko, can they get out of the train nightmare? Go watch it. It's really interesting film. It's one of the far best anime movies of all time. Like I said, it's great storyline, animation. I would say the soundtrack as well. I can't even handle that. And there were some really, really interesting moments throughout the movie. So I highly recommend watch this movie. So this is the end of this segment of Topic of the Week. This is one of my favorite movies of anime. So before we wrap up this episode of the podcast, we got a brand new segment and it's called Announcements. So it's about what shows and movies has been announced throughout of 2021. So I'm going to tell you like 3 to 4 announcements at a time in each episode, but we'll see how many announcements we got, and then I can tell that before we wrap up the episode. The first announcement was been announced, and that is Misfits Demon Academy. Oh, I freaking love this show. The second season. In the beginning of March, the biggest announcement I was so happy about was Misfit Demon King Academy, their second season. But they teased about it. They kind of teased about it. Said that the season is going to be a second split core season. So most of the cast and staff who worked on the first season, they're coming back. And I'm so hell of excited what they're going to do for this season. And see Anos and other incredible characters we saw. So I think they're going to expand that world of Misfit. I cannot wait for that. Now, second announcement was been announced. Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, second season. Follow up the episode 24 episode aired in Japan. It's been announced that Yashahime is getting a second season. And it's called Yashahime, the Second Act. And it's set to premiere on October 2021. Third announcement. And that was Dr. Stone Season 3. Follow up the final episode of Season 2 of Dr. Stone, Stone Wars. It's been announced that Dr. Stone is getting a third season. And the next arc is called Age of Exploration. The new arc for the anime is about, if you read the manga, in which the characters travel across the sea towards an unknown world. I don't know. We don't know when they're going to be out, but that's a little synopsis about it. And last but not least is the Attack on Titan's final seasons part 2. The first 16 episodes has aired for the final season, and the final part is in production right now and in development with an expected release of early next year. And that, my friends, this is the end of today's podcast episode. Come back for more anime goodness. If you guys got some suggestions of topic or any anime show I can talk about, suggest me in the comments, like and subscribe. I'll catch you down the road. See you later.